na le ko re tswang teng kana ga go kwa jwala hela Setswana ba tswana ba jwala Setswana ga ba itse re batho go na le ko ba tswang teng. If you're coming from a single parent home, I'm coming from a two parent home, or vice versa, our worldview is totally different.
True.
I
was saying to you recently I've been going through a lot.
Yes.
I'm a typical example and that God exists.
Yes. You can't just put the blame on men hela. There's an element of basadi le bone. They have to rise up to their femininity because we are the support structures.
But the contradiction to it now is you already describing a man who came in with that kind of value. But when they are short of that, you are talking about standing up. Is it about creating or directing or adding value?
It's all those three. It's all those three. But where are you going to get it if your father was not in the home and he didn't teach you? This is the importance of fathers. Single parenting or households di bola bana. Ngwana ha sa gole ana le rragwe le mmagwe go nna thata gore a nne a wife or a husband. But people think that you become a wife the moment you get a ring. You become a wife the moment you grow up in a two-parent home with your mother and your father, understanding what a husband is and what a wife is. And then when you come together with another guy or a woman, if you men don't rise up, why it is dangerous? Let me tell you why. Mosadi o na le a certain level of go bona, but go na le ha monna a bonang go mo heta. Ha o le monna o sa kgone go bona, wa I developa gore o kgone go bona yalo go nna diphatsa for nna as mosadi le bana.
Welcome yet again, another exciting episode, Truth Be Told, where we shoot from the hip. Now, our guest today, the time we were conceiving this podcast, is the first person I thought of because of the candidness and the rawness that she gives. High heat. And that is what we do at Truth Be Told. Agatha.
Mr. Gugu.
Genuine fitness.
Yes. Genuine fitness is basically, I founded that.
Okay.
It's a wellness company. We're in the business of helping people to become the best version of themselves.
It's like you stole it from Truth Be Told. That is what we do here.
Yeah.
We want everyone to be the best version of themselves.
Absolutely.
Look at the glass as half full, not half empty.
Not half empty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're able to get it half full, why not push to get it full?
100%.
So I said something as if I'm a life coach, but you are the life coach.
Yes, I'm a certified wellness coach. So naki katisa batho in terms of mele personal trainer.
Okay.
Katisa le maikuto, life coach. So therefore, you bring the two. I'm a wellness coach.
So le kore le thaloganyo tse di tetse metsi tse wa di suga.
Ke a di suga ke ba ka bolla di tshoka. That's what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. Hey, ke motho e leng gore ke ratela batho botshelo because le nna ke ithatela botshelo. Kana Gugu, a o ka ke wa ratela motho mo botshelo, wena o sa ithatele
botshelo. Ona le monanyana.
Gape wa bona re ke galelela yang, wa bona re ke monte yang.
Wa bona re ke aphatsi. She's fishing for compliments. I refuse.
Truth be told. Tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yeah, o thapaka mashabilo a mango siap. Ke tluva kana pamala. Are you happy?
Do you remember?
That's an indirect compliment. I cannot get in trouble for that.
Do you remember the time we were at Square Mart? Ha ke go bone hotelele, you were coming towards me. I see this guy coming through. We say I looked at you and I was like, Gugu. And you're like, hi. I was like, oh my gosh.
Do you know why I did that?
Why?
There was I don't know if it was an error, Agatha, kana in a period. No sa buisane motho.
Seriously?
No, there was a time you were not approachable.
Are you you serious?
And it was on and off. There was a time motho a sa itse gore a ke bue le wena gompieno kana ke hit the hela nna ya no rona bo mavoma o emela energy ya motho. So when you I could name a couple of people.
Yes.
We really Zen le ene I'm a witness to this. Zen le ene na go ha o itse re gompieno but
Ha se gore ra gola. Maybe with age. I can
have a kwa heta bore chup okay, is that day. Is that day. And then there's that day when you're like, oh hi ke re right ke gompieno ha ke na motho. No.
I thought that was so dope. I thought that was dope.
So now with truth be told,
yes.
I'm just tired of people undermining themselves.
Yes.
2
yes.
limiting themselves.
Yes.
3 not even individuals, even our country in general.
Yeah.
Rena le this thing ya gore he Botswana irang hela gone ana ya ka re le matwadi ana gati o khathile Setswana nya. What is that?
Motswana ene hela sharp ke motho e leng gore wa inyatsa. And has na inyatsa yana o ta ba nyatsa le batho ba bangwe. Remember, you pass on to others how you're treating you. So the relationship you have with other people,
exactly,
I can tell that's the relationship you have with yourself.
I'll give you an example again.
Yes.
When I decided that this is now time that when they're going through a lot,
yes,
I need God. That is not by coincidence.
100%.
It's not by coincidence. And you're supposed to listen to that.
Yes.
So what is that? What is that mentality?
I think ga rena concept ya gore re tlhaloganye gore re le batho re semowa.
Everything is spiritual.
We are everything. Energy, you know, and the way we walk about life as if we're not. It doesn't work that way, because the thing is, life is cause and effect. Botshelo bona le di-consequence. A go kwa tahela o bo itela Setswana o bo wa o ka o kgetsi dinamune hela o bo re pohatsi o bo itshelela hela a go iruyalo. Botshelo has rules and regulations, and if you think you are too smart and you think wena uto bona gore botshelo ke no ka monyopi.
I was saying to you recently I've been going through a lot.
Yes.
I went through a lot.
Yes.
I'm a typical example. And that God exists.
Yes.
I am a witness, and I am, I don't know how you'd name it, but it also taught me that Mavma, you're actually strong.
Yeah.
And the last time we spoke, Mama Galing, you turned so many perspectives that I had around.
Yeah.
1, you're not judgmental.
Thank you.
One.
Yes.
Any person who's judgmental, I do not tolerate.
Yes.
Any person, any snob,
yes,
I do not tolerate.
Yes. Yeah. But we have a lot of that. I think sometimes Batswana le bona ga ba tlhaloganye gore judgment king. Batswana have this tendency ya gore ha o khalema ba re wa ba judge.
Yes.
Ibile ha o ka re o ema o bo khona go ntsha thogonyana ga to rata dilo mme o na le a sense of conviction about yourself, you know who you
are,
and you're able to actually stand up and say, I like this, I don't like this. I'm a very straight up person. Judgment is when ke go correcta ebe ke ntse ke na le energy ya ne sa nnang sente ka your flaws.
Yes.
Wa bona re ntse gore o tshwantse go te go nna hela o bo, you know what, sisters, jana le jana o bo tswa mo go yone. You shouldn't have an emotional reaction, because that's when you're judging, and when you're judging you're going to find yourself doing exactly the same thing.
And a person who judges, no, I don't judge. And you're literally saying,
Happy kana googs, if you think about it, we are all human beings. A gona motho perfect. Kana go le rona re rekiseditswe thaponyana e. Yes, and we should be perfect.
Now I just believe. One of this thing we are just human. I think we take advantage of it too much. How we rapose, no bona re ke pose. Esa letelesegeng. What, I'm only human. Bona leta intshwarela, this is tRuThBeToLd. Hey. Ona office ya ya boruti.
Yes,
When you take this office, o tshwanetse o itse gore tale ka dilo tse di tshwaetseng.
100%.
You're not supposed to live your life the way you used to live it.
100.
And understand that mathata a batho, ta ke re matimona a batho, a
Yes.
ta mo go wena.
Yes, yes, yes.
So when you're not living a right life, ke gone ya ka o nna le dikgwetho tse dintsi.
O bula dikgoro
Yes.
gore dionyana tse di sa nnang sentle di teng mo botshelong ba go di go heketsa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then o boitlhela le gore borre le bomme ba ga gongwe o boitlhela le gore they're always caught in maybe controversies tsa gore o dirile jang ko kerekeng le
Yeah.
mang jang e be go
Yeah.
nna yang e be go
Yeah.
tswa ka a be go a ba re I'm human.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is not acceptable.
Yeah.
That is the example, Gary. We use that line to get away from the mistakes. I'm tired of my excuses.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so exhausted of my own excuse. E re ga ke sa ire selo kana selo, e be ke re, I don't do that anymore.
You have to have a certain level of balance because it's also important to have compassion for yourself. Wa tlhaloganya gore ke ra yang. O ska ikita ka jabane.
Eish.
Mme hela, like you are saying, kgang e ya gore ha o dirile phoso go sena changed behavior afterwards, then how we receive. I agree with you on
Yes,
that
yes,
perspective.
yes.
Kana sorry, le mo relationshiping. Sorry o sa tenga change behavior, ga ke na sepelene.
Exactly.
Ga o nthusi ka sepe ga o irile le sepe o re busetsa back to square one. Remember re batho ba legacy, re batla go isa the family somewhere. A se gone. Ya no ha wena o nna o boela o ta o boa o sa change behavior.
Talking about relationships,
Eh.
everyday life is driven by the level of happiness that you have.
Absolutely.
And at times, Baba, when they rely it on another person.
Yes.
Talking about a partner. I get it.
Yes.
So,
I love
when now
that.
your expertise,
Yes.
how leng teng
Eh.
tota? Ha Agatha a leng
Yes.
teng, sa se kgarametsang tota.
Eh.
When did you realize gore ho ha o itse gore keng ke batla go bankanya tlhaloganyo tse di hapaneng tse gore, especially when it comes to relationships? I don't know if we're talking about relationships
Yes.
or marriages.
Yes.
I don't know, but
Whichever way, it's
Yes.
it's
ke gore
relationships.
hela mo gongwe yaanong
Eh.
problem ya thing is
Eh.
ga re bua ka di-relationship
Eh.
go na le dio tse di sa letelesegeng tse e leng gore ke di-benefits tsa marriage hela
Eh,
e be batho ba
eh.
di-confuse.
Well, let me answer your first question, which was when did I feel like it's important to start having the conversation? It's So I went, I started my own journey. Ya go ipatisisa.
Okay.
Ke le 36. I was in India. And I went there to see a neurologist. Ha ke bua le neurologist ya ka. E be ntha re, no.
Neurologist e dira.
Your nervous system.
Hey.
Right.
Ya ga mamosadinyana na ke ipateletse. Never. Ke a
Ska
botsa.
ikaketsa, my brother. So then after that, ha ke ntse ke bua, ne ke sa ikutlwe sentle. Ha ke bua le neurologist ba re, ta ke go referela ko clinical psychologist.
Yes.
When I got there, my clinical psychologist ba nthatoba ba nthare maitso o mang. E be ke mora ke re o ra yang gore ke mang? Ke re ke go boleletse gore I'm a personal trainer. Ba re, I didn't say what are you. I said who are you?
Yes.
And for the first time in my life, I had chills down my spine. Ke ipotsa gore, okay, ke motho ene gore ke a bua. But I couldn't answer this woman. On my flight back from India, ha ke setse ke bua. And then I got myself a life coach. Ha ke sana ke hetsa my therapy sessions with my clinical psychologist.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I then became a life coach because e be ke lemoga gore ga ke na relationship le nna. Life coach ya me ile ya nthuta sose.
Yes.
Le psychologist ya me be nthuta sose. This is why ke na le mathata a botshelo because ga ke tsaya ditshwetso sente. Therefore, ha ke tsena mo relationshiping ke sa ikitse ke nna problematic to moreyo.
And then o bo ipolela gore ene ke ene problem.
Gore ke tabe ke
Problem e le iwe.
but also le ene ga itemoge gore o na le tsa gagwe. But the thing is, I'm responsible for mine. Gugu ha ke a re wena o na le problem e be ke batla go deflecta nna ke na le tsame. This is why the relationship di sa bereke. Ra deflecta instead of listening to each other. Wa bona re ntse a gona divorce e tang kana go kgaogana ga batho ba jola e be gote it's just one person. There's nothing like that. In all my counseling sessions, I have come to realize that. Because here's the thing. Go tabe go iriwa sengwe se wena o sa se rateng. Nna Mama Vuma o ta ba sa retsi a ke re o lemogile sengwe Mama Vuma ba sa retsi wena le wena wa go batla other areas or other things tse leng gore di ka go soothe your soul because ga wa readiwa so you are further adding to the dysfunction then ka moso ha o kapiwa wena nna o ka re wena kwene o sa siama wa bona re nna ya so Mama Vuma ena o tota bua hela ka kgang ya gore o motsieditse o tswa go bata motho kwa ntekwa a lebala gore re kile ba nna le conversation wa bona re nna ya same thing ka borre. You know?
I've always said a relationship is not rocket science.
Yes.
You do what you want done unto you.
100%.
So, if at all you want a happy relationship,
yes,
try your level, not even a relationship, try your level best to make the next person happy. Not yourself happy, the next person happy.
Yeah.
Try to do the same to you.
100%. Now, what you are talking about is the end product. There's the beginning, where I come from and where my partner is coming from. Remember, re kopana re lebana face value. Ibile re na le mo go tweng ego.
Okay.
Wa marketela ke a go marketela. So ha re ntse re le mo marketing yana. Go tota go semolla go tswa dionyana ha re setse re nyalane after 2 years honeymoon e hedile. Ya neng ke a lemoga gore motho mfananyane o rata go nna togela dithakoa mfananyane ha sna na apola boxera ga e latele mo neto
go gopola re kwenne re bua mo mogaleng ke gore ke re gona le batho ba leng gore they are so pretentious.
Yes,
especially the guys. Motho ga thabe go suga rent madi a rent to impress you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I bet ebile we tsore ke ga duelele na re kile ra be re di radio tse ga re repeat
mme le rona basadi re tshwana hela
like that
mme rothe re tshwana hela yana because le nna ke tabe ke pretenda ke re ke ata o to ithalele gore ga ke itse le ga ile sepe ke ta ga ke kanta ga di ntse go thelele
exactly
but ga o teko go nna as you are ga ke teko go wena as I am. You know why, Gugu? Let me tell you why. Upbringing ya rona as bana ba batswana ke yone contributing thata to our fakeness because ha ke tholotse mashike le ngwana mme o ta bang komanya a sa mpotse gore kante why did you think it was so genius
just to do that
go tholla mashi so mama hang jumpela nna kana ke le ngwana ke bata go ratiwa. This is why ke khona go aka be ke it was my brother so ya nong ga ke le mo gore ya nong ke motona. I don't need to lie like that. So when I come into a relationship, I'm not coming as myself because I fear the rejection.
Oh, yes.
You see where the problem is. So this is why life coaching is so important.
Hey,
Harley Davidson. So this is why re read to the conflict management, read to the gore gona le go re tswang teng kana ga go kwa jwala hela Setswana batswana ba jwala Setswana ga ba itse gore batho gona le go ba tswang teng. If you're coming from a single parent home, I'm coming from a 2-parent home, or vice versa, our worldview is totally different.
True.
I might be coming from a place where I have my mom and my dad. You only had your mom, and I am expecting certain things from you.
And talking about single parents and whatnot, I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
I'm one of those people who would sit down and say, excuse me, I was an absent dad.
Yes.
This was because, when you grow up and you're in a relationship that by the time it ends, you want to prove yourself,
And consider the age as well.
Exactly. So the times in this young man, I wanted to go at my best. My best never came.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you get to realize that, these children just want a relationship with you.
100%.
And this is where one wants to apologize and say, you know what?
I did you wrong.
I did, but as especially the dad.
Yeah.
Malaba, we had a conversation like this, yes, because he's very passionate with
yes.
this. Where do you start? How do you approach? Like we're saying, we want to fix.
Gugu, these kind of situations are very interesting because it's two people. If you want to build a relationship, lengwana, uno se presente. be you being the mother or the father, whoever wasn't present. It takes the buy-in of the partner, your former partner. Gore o kgone go tsena ebile ngwana a ska go leba from a different light.
Yes.
So wena le meyo na le ngwana lele ha ile gore ga lena bothale jwa kagisano le bothale jwa go itse gore go aha, it is for the benefit of ngwana.
It's not about you.
It's not about you guys or what happened between you guys 10 years ago. There's obviously some pain, this and that, and that's why life coaching is so important, because we take you through the steps. Gore ga o wele hela go tshwana le co-parenting.
Yes.
Batho ba bata go wela co-parenting hela Setswana.
We've got this.
We've
know
got
how
this.
To do it.
What I want batho ba introduce batho mo baneng, they're not ha gona ibile la ile design tsa gore ba go nyalana kana yang. How many men are you going to introduce to your son? How many women are you going to introduce to your daughter?
Well, uncle did.
Uncle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So kanye ya gore ke baakanya jang if I was not present. Ke kgang ya gore it starts first by mending the relationship with your former partner. Maagwe ngwana ga go kana maagwe kana ragwe ngwana ga go.
Yes.
And then from there onwards ke gone le ka build and silo, because happy here's another thing. Bana kana they always want their parents to come together, right? Le ha batsadi ba bona ba yana le ko ba na le di fantasy yana tsa gore batho ba ka nna ba boelana kana yang. And they also have a tendency of making it very difficult because of the pain that they've experienced. And you've got to also be prepared for that, because no child is coming to just let you come in and rock up after all of that. So there's a certain level of preparation as well. And this is why you need a professional to help all three of you. It's not even all three. Can I remember this child has gained 4 parents?
Yes.
Maagwe, ragwe, stepdad, the mother from the other side as well. So everybody has to come in, and it's a process. And especially
they think that the monetary part of it.
Money doesn't do anything. No.
Yes.
No. Batho ba reconnect through emotion. People want to have a connection.
Exactly.
You can't connect ka madi. This is why gugu ke nna ke le ra kere as banna. Ha le ka nna le itwetsa gore le nne le senya basadi. Ka go nna le banela madi. Tsatsi le senang madi, basadi ba le phuaganya because le batwaeditse mogho o maswe. Ke lona ba le diranyalo, because ga la simolola pele relationship isente. What starts wrong ends wrong.
Motho na thuga madi a rent. Act as if a teng. Kana ha sora ba le teng le yona.
Kana ke
ene le lona la itse ya la re motho motlo a entshanyena.
My guy, ha ile gore wena o tota ka bobari, ke ta go togela o dira bobari. Ibile ha ke go togela o dira bobari yalo, o bo itse gore ga ke motho ha sepe, I'll be gone. And you need to wake up.
I made you.
Boing. So how are you going to build anything? Le motho e leng gore o palwa le ke gone go advise a re baby kana ga o ka kwa dira yana. Kana a woman should come to you as well, Gugu, with some sort of plan. This thing ya gore banna, yes, men are leaders, and I'm all for that. My father was a leader ko jareteng ya rona. Na ga ke bate monno e leng gore ke a mo gatella ke mmolella ra ira. I want masculinity. Masculinity is sexy for me, it's attractive for me. Wa bona kry as a feminine woman, just as much as men, masculine men.
Elaborate the masculinity part.
Right. So a masculine man is not a man o tanga di khoka. It's not a man o ile gore ke khogo modumo. It's not this man o tanga harasa fakaza aring. A masculine man ora ya gagwe hela ha tsena le wena wa uta re go tsene motho o tule ke re rone di bua le reng ha ke tsena or you can feel my energy and my presence. Masculine men don't talk too much. That's why go nna go
masculinity ke gone seriti.
Masculinity ke seriti sa monna. So monna teng hela ha tsena. One, he's a problem solver. He solves problems. He doesn't come here and cry and tell us, we don't care. Men are created to solve problems. You understand? Number 2, monna yo, we tsikwa batang kwa ting. That is why aka ska thopa mosadi mongwe le mongwe. Ha ile re wena madi weave, monna wa go chase fast. because you are not adding to his growth.
Yes.
Monno ke monna legacy o na le tebello pele a itse gore o batla go tlogella bana le eng ha se tsa tswa on this earth. Yaanong ha o tahela o le motho ha monate hela
Mabotlolo.
o le mabotolo go le kore ga re itse gore ga te relationship e ya kae re thola ko di bareng googs
Sure.
kana lona le na le this thing ya gore you can't just put the blame on men hela. There's an element of basadi le bone. They have to rise up to their femininity because we are the support structures tsa banna.
But the contradiction to it now is you already describing a man who came in with that kind of value. But when they are short of that, you are talking about standing up. Is it about creating or directing or adding value?
It's all those three. It's all those three. But where are you going to get it if your father was not in the home and he didn't teach you? This is the importance of fathers mo malapeng.
Yeah,
That's why na rhetoric yone. O bona na feminism ibile ke ta go bolelela kgaitsedi yaka. I don't like that thing. I do not identify as a feminist because go boleile malapa a rona. Nna go ke tswang teng ko Bokalaka. We do not need a group of women. Kore ga re find our identity in other women. Ra ta re le basadi ra aga. Ga re te e be re simolla re na le letseno, therefore re roga banna. Letseno la rona le dira gore re kgone go thopa banna ba ileng gore they are high functioning. It gives me choice. It's not for me to come and be ke roga monna ke re ka gore yaanong ke CEO le nna kana janjang o monna ke mo batla go jwala le monna o kila bona ka monna batla go jwala le monna o batla mosadi ga batla monna o mo tshwanang le
gore ke mang o apereng borokgwe
gore ke mang o apereng borokgwe. So money for a woman, it gives me choice. It dira gore yaanong ke kgone go choose ke tswa mo go raba ke yaanong ke tsena mo monneng sente because a ke re ke abo ke ne ke takatalanyana. So ha ile gore ke na le letseno nyana go rela gore le yo ngabusang nka tsamaya because ke kgona go itirela.
And moving on to the abuse part. Yeah, no. You are saying o ta ona le talanyana yo nang le yona. You meet a person o gore e ona le ga le nteng. Doesn't that push or influence the element of go gatakiwa? Yeah, no le motho wa mme gore ya no kana I made you. Ga gona ko ya nteng.
Go gatiwa ma monna kana mosadi.
Ya ke bua ka rre ya no.
Ke manyo tanka madi kana ka tala.
Raitso.
Raitso ta ka madi.
Ka bokalonyana. Mai tshota ka talanyana.
O ta ka talanyana.
This is what that is why I think a lot of women now are even afraid to get out of relationship, especially abusive relationships. Because we put our kaya gone yana. Kana we're not the scenarios that we're talking about now, where you come you work very, very hard. You work very, very hard to attain what you have.
Yes.
And then maybe it becomes difficult now to find a person to share it with because now your standards are ila.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Now you find motho e leng gore le eno kwa ya no abana le standard le ne tse di rileng. Ke yone kganye batlang e go tlang go kopana ya no gore ke mang o apereng boroko.
Gugu ha le batho mo relationshiping. And this is the mistake that Batswana make. They value themselves. Kadilo, kamadi, kadiotse, this, that, and the third. Relationships are not about what you are making. They're about who you are. Kana diotse tse le netseng go le dire gore e nne tsone tshoswere le mo relationshiping ya lona. Nna ke swetswe ke mmegugu. For the first time in my life, I had a reality check ya gore motho wa swa ibile dikhumo tsa gagwe ga a tsamaye ka tsone. Di a sala. So therefore, how le motho later together. The issue should never be madi this and that. Now I saw my parents build together. My mother came from an affluent family, the Mbakanyis. My father came from a poor family, the Atlholangs. So when these two people came in, nako ke le 1980 ke itse hela gore mosadi le monna ga gore sepe gore mang o takaeng. Ha le kopana le tsaya ditlhaloganyo tse tsa lona tse di senang metsi tse la aga.
But does it happen this day and age?
It depends on how we are raising children, because we are the ones who've created this society.
Our generation ga re bua ka yona o bona 80s 90s 70s 80s ga e tshwane le di time le
But you guys, here's the thing, you've got to take responsibility ya gore gugu amogelang gore ke lona ba le sentseng dilo, especially ma 80 ma 70 ke rona ba re sentseng dilo. That's why bana ba rona ba ma 2000 ba sena tsebe. We need to take responsibility first before re ka re baakanya sepe, because re hilwe maele a botshelo, re rutilwe That's why gompieno yana go twe le 80 ga le tsogale because re ne re rutwa gore re ithlokomela yang re le basadi ga o tsamaye mo o le thobalano ga o nwe majalwa phetella mosadi wa ikokwane o ntse jana wa ipakanya gore e re ha o ntse o gola yana go na le selo gate self preservation ka sekgowa ne re rutwa go mo yaanong gompieno we are not instilling these things mo baneng. Number 2, single parenting households gompieno yana di bola bana ngwana ha sa gole ana le rragwe le mmagwe go nna thata gore a nne a wife or a husband kana people think that you become a wife the moment you get a ring. You become a wife the moment you grow up in a two-parent home with your mother and your father, understanding what a husband is and what a wife is. And then when you come together with another guy or a woman, so what did we do now? We decided, okay, basadi go off, do your own thing, go. Banna le bone they are off doing their own thing. Le ne la confuse you, ke sekgowa, me le na le ngwao, le na le Setswana. So this is all your fault as Batswana, myself included. So
but at the end of the day, you dust yourself and try again.
We dust ours.
Going, even Lusika la rona ga re itsane bana ba rona ga ba itsane ka moso e tloga ile bone ba tlang gape ba tla ba le mmogo te pops I got me something. La motho what are you talking about?
Yes. Because the social structures have collapsed. As a country collapsing economically, I'm actually quite pleased and happy. I will tell you the truth. I am happy that my country is going through the most because we need that as Botswana. We need to change these structures. Prosperity, they took advantage. Egypt, desert, promised land, they become big-headed. That is the myth. So we are going through that. This is nothing new. It's happened before. That's why mental illness.
You hide behind the Bible says the Bible. I don't like
but the reason why people can manipulate the other like that is because we're not reading the Bible for ourselves and we do not sit down in prayer, in fasting. The
Holy Spirit is there, but at the same time, when as an individual,
yes,
you are. I'm going to try and remember this. The church today is a church without faith.
Yes.
Faith is evidence of things that are not visible.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
The reason why we don't have the faith is because faith
yes.
Because you don't do those things behind closed doors. Why faith that is why we don't fear God.
But
even in marriages, people go in marriages and but you don't fear God.
But here's the thing. Cut through anything. So how's na le hoko le goage? How I can tell you now, people are not reading the Bible. They're not reading it with conviction, with the mindset and the heart to learn. So therefore, this thing shall renew your mind. It shall renew your mind. So how are you reading the Bible and the Bible is not renewing you?
Is it resistance or, when people, like a lot of people say, when they're going through something, they say, I need God. But at the same time, isn't it us in the church who are driving people away by the presentation that we give and the behavior
Absolutely.
that we
Absolutely. I mean, you can't come here okay, and tell me you are a praise and worship, whatever. Nama abane ke tswa go thulana le wena kwa yo nna ke sa professing gore I'm a Christian, but for some reason it likes nna ke tagwa mmanyana the following days sengwe sa ntha sa re ikgogele ko kerekeng ha ke re kha ke re ke wena your holy hands
di mamina di keledi di kopanna hana
even le modi how ka lebella di Pentecostal church ko mo TVing hela obo bona the black church transgressions after transgressions, but people are still in the pulpits. People are still in pulpits.
Guys, how do we fix this? It's not for Rome was not built overnight. We need to take a step. This is why we decided, listen, I for one don't want my children to walk in a path where it has no guidance by their father.
Absolutely.
And go to the next generation at least.
Absolutely.
Let's have something different for them.
But letswalo a gona letswalo mme hela ke go bolelle seng rona ha rena bothale jwa go baakanya go mo hela nje re tsoga maphakela. We need an existential crisis in order to direct us into the path. Motho ga kgone go baakanya sepe a isa itewe. That is why re betswa mo Botswana yana. This is why we are going through this, and trust me, the days are coming, they are darker.
Is it karma?
Hey, like a karma. Re santse re to go tsoga maroko. Re santse re to thanya go. Now that's why I'm excited. Now I ke maybe ka gore na tumelo ya me different. Now I'm very excited gore everything is collapsing. I'm so excited because I can see
when you talk about everything, you're talking about the economy, you're talking about the relationships,
exactly.
You
can see gore these things, they were never built on strong foundations. You can see that because anything that was built on a strong foundation would be standing right now. Hey, that's why go kgona go nyalwa ebe go divorceiwa ebe go gompieno ana ngwana ga se sepela o kila bona motho a co heavy diala a tshola bana hela go sena structure o kila bona kae mosadi a fila gore go siame gore a tshole bana le banna ba le 3. And please don't even start with me umpolella gore banna should know better. I am the gatekeeper of sex as a woman. I decide who gets born, who doesn't. You decide who gets married, who doesn't. God has given us, He has given us a power.
Yes.
So focus on being men who can choose better women. We have to focus on being women who can choose fathers.
Yet again, everything is so pretentious these days. You want a provider, you want what? And then don't crucify me on this one. Hey, hey, le baba ka kwa bakele mi.
Ba utar di palamets.
Ma. One. Utabori ana dinala. Akere. 2. O dira yana moriri. O bore foundation. O boring. Go bo betsa go ga ke kopana every day. Ke tabe ke tsama ke go tshwerana akere e be go ta yone reality ya no gore ha se tsu di pendu ka di bahali ke re see
that is why
I came with what was not there. You came with what wasn't there. Exactly.
Hey, now this is the value. Let me drive you home now. This is the value of life coaching, my profession.
Wait, before we go on, I'm going to say this now and after the show.
Yes.
Because clearly, not only our generation, but this day and age, counseling is very important now.
Yes.
It is very important.
Yes.
I
coach online via Zoom. So when I coach, like a coach the couple, I bring you as individuals. Ghana, it's an individual who knows themselves, who can be a better partner. 2, how coach batho. monna o na le diphirinyana tsa gago mosadi o na le diphirinyana tsa gago so sa ntlha ga lena conflict resolution skills how ta o find out gore mesta o ntsa iphithanyana ka ga kana mmaabo o ntsa iphitha e ta re le mo sessioneng
GBV ba simolola
ga ke na nako ya dilo tseo nna ke tsilo go fixa di-problem that's why ke go tsaya ka ga ke go hudiwa ke dira e be e le gone e reng yaano ga reta re kgona go bua mathata a lelwapa sente yaano as adults conscious self-aware adults
Oh.
you get it
But yaka with your profession ga ntse o lebella o utlwa dio tse e leng gore batho ba kgona go heletsa ba di dira sentle a be di go itlhwa keng what is the core problem what
we you see as human beings we've got a psyche we've got a subconscious mind you know my job has made me it's terrible I'm starting to get emotional my job has made me very compassionate for my people I have come to realize through my job that we are all Batswana but we are not raised the same nor did we have the privilege of emotionally present parents. Not all of us.
yeah
You will see bana ba le successfully. Ba le di CEO, ba dirile the most, ba ne ba le ka hata se ga di candle ba bala. O bo ithela motho a pallwa ke lelwapa last number, o pallwa ke marriage, o pallwa ke bana gore go thakathakane. But this is a highly successful woman or man. And then when I go deep, ke bona gore go ha go ntsang ha ke setse ke tsena go upbringing ke ithela thakathakano yote e dirang gore motho a kgone dithaka a pallwe ke
practical
yes. Not even practical dithaka wa kgona that's why ali good in their profession me ga na consciousness ga na self awareness o di trauma o mathuku o sirilwe this is why a pallwa ke go relate le motho o mongwe ga na conflict resolution skills ga itse go rata ga itse go itshwarela
one thing I've noticed about my guests I've noticed this about you guys gore ga le na emotional motho a lo sia mic
that is why re thoka gape lapele ke lapele o thoka di lapele because we feel this thing.
Yeah.
And this is where the passion comes from. That's why, if you asked me who I am, I'll tell you this. I am freedom, I'm passion, I'm purpose, I'm legacy. Freedom, I talk. I'm able to speak.
That is what God has given us, the power of speech.
Of speech.
Yes.
Passion, you can feel me when I talk. Purpose, ki bua dio tse di bothale. Legacy, etara ha ke eswa ha le tlong kgopola. You know?
Wow.
That is how you define yourself. You don't define yourself or no. Ke nna Mr. Mavuma ke ragwe Thabo, ebile ke wife, ha ke husband ya ga se mama. And by the way, I've got more degrees than a thermometer. We don't want to hear that.
Sure.
We don't care about that nonsense. We want to know who you are as a person and how you are going to connect with us and how are you going to inspire us through botho jwa gago. Le your personality. Le gore o re rute gore go na le dilo gate strengths and weaknesses and I'm working through mine.
So as individuals, do you think one thing that can save or change an individual
Yes.
is accountability?
Accountability is so important because without accountability, how do you then change? I love what Carl Rogers, a psychologist, says. The funny thing is, when I fully accept myself and my flaws, that is when I realize that I can actually change them. Because how am I going to change that which I cannot accept and that which I am denying? So denial is the enemy of accountability. And accountability is what you need in order to grow and to become everything that God created you to be. So this is why Batswana ba sa gole, because ke batho ba maaka ba denial. Ga ba batle go bolelwa nnete go telele. Ga motho ga kgone go re utswe gape ba na le shame ene.
Kang hana. Ke ma 8 le ma ke bone
O bona ma 8 le ma 70.
O bona ma 2000 ba bata go humble tlhamana.
Those
I don't know what's the difference between bone ma 2000 they are so cutthroat.
They are cutthroat because gompieno, one, I can tell you now, they're cutthroat because our social structures have collapsed, number one. Number two, my 2000, they are raising themselves.
True.
So
true.
who's raising them? TikTok.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that they are learning out there. Because if your parents are not available to teach you what they need to teach
They will do what it takes to attain what they need.
100%.
Huh?
Now you'll have parents say, "Na ngwana ke mo godisitse sentle. Na ngwana ke ebe ke re hela maitso." You are confusing being emotionally present with providing. Those are two different things. People, a lot of people were provided for. You guys worked, you did everything. But did you even know your child?
And I even said to one of my elders, you never taught us hardship. Everything was there. You need to
I'm 44 years old now. I'm 5 years away from 50. I mean 6. I'm telling you. I can kill 80. Kill 80. So gompieno
over 35 years.
How bona le ntwaela yana? How bona ba ntwaela yana? I'm telling you. So nna gone ho o batla ntha hore from 18 years old ke se molla ke ithuta go jola le go itse gore ke khona go robiwa pelo till 44 ke makatswa ke eng ha ke iragallwa ke dilo o batla go ntha hore all these years ga ke se ke ithuti gore botshelo bo thata ebe re ga ke ta ke bona gugu ana le ngwanyane o mongwe be ke tsama ke a go ipola ga re bothale sente ga re bothale sentle ebile we tsore ke you know what we've also done. Hey, men must cry. Hey, we must cry. Hey. The reason why we had a quota and we had men butter together was so that men could go there and iron out their issues. You don't have that. That's why you are crying in front of women. That's why basadi ba hella ba letshega. That's why ka moso mosadi ha se tsa tenegile o ntsha diphiri tsote tsa gago. So you don't know your vulnerabilities. And this is not to say let's kala bua le basadi, but you need a certain level of hey, kana ya nne right
Go tla nna ya nyano because
kana le basadi they are very good at creating community for themselves. Lona ga la nna yalo because monna gompieno has changed. Le tshwana le basadi. Le itirile basadi yala ga le sa thola le khona go bereka mmogo. La sebana le dira dio tse tsothetse ke ipotsa gore la go gola yana. That's why merahi ye mengwe e le tsela le hatsi because bone ba itse go golagana ba itse go bereka mmogo. You can't grow like that, Gugu. You have to come together as men. Because we need you as women.
There was a time I said to a couple of friends of mine, guys, we need to have...
No, what is it?
Hey,
breaking the whip.
The retrospective. Conference. And I was saying to these friends, guys, we need to have times and just talk about. A friend of mine, I act as if everything is okay. But the problem is, do you know that maybe he was going through the same scenario?
Exactly.
This is how I got out of it.
Men cannot.
But we cannot do that. Highly this generation, you
were never created to be strong around other men. You are supposed to be strong around women and children. You are not supposed to have your defenses up. Le tshwantse re be le mmogo
ga se gore ke rona ba rena le mathata ka gore ya no ga ke ira ya lo ga pele ga bona ga mfeto go apala and then it's a joke out of it. That's the problem. We don't have that kind of connection.
Compassion amongst each other. And this thing
that
is
the problem that we have.
You need to work on that, Gugu. Basadi da the workshop
you know they're coming together. I have a problem. The first thing that you do is
if there's one thing that I love about Batswana women, that's why ba letsetsi ditiro. Because ba bone hela gore di bratse ga diyo. That's why our men don't have jobs now. support feminism le ka tlogela basadi ba letsela sengwe le sengwe e le gore lona ga le batho ka tla go a go simolotse ka monna pele go to mosadi this is o bona Adam lona bana ba ga Adam that is why
Eve bolailwe ke Adam kana o tlohela sa ntla modimo rile Adam where are you ga are I'm naked gone ke ne hela gore la ntla hela go
let me
simolla
tell you why if you men don't rise up why it is dangerous let me tell you why mosadi o na le a certain level of go bona but go na le ha monna a bonang go mo heta ha o le monna o sa kgone go bona wa I develop gore kgone go bona yalo go nna diphatsa for nna as mosadi le bana wa nthaloganya gore ke raya that is why I need you in your power as a man otherwise I'd rather be single because now that's where I am right now I'm not out here to play around le banna ba ileng gore they are not in their masculine nna ke bereka ke work on myself gore ke ska ke itewa tsebe ke basadi ba bangwe ke kgone go tlhaloganya gore monno ke monname ke mo lenyalong e bile tshwantse gore ke build le monname ha ke ata o reetsa basadi no why can't you do that why can't you invest in yourself and bring out your masculinity so that I can come kana go normal gore at this age what 25 my mother got married when she was 27 years old
her parents got married at very young ages
by 30 my mother
they had everything
property they had all these things
rona at fort batho ba ntse ba sokola o itse re
go
sokola teng
gore le batho ba poverty ene ke thola ke botsa batho ke ba ra ke re batswane ke kopa re le ntshupentse batho ba ileng gore da multi-millionaires ba le single ba ntshupentse in this country people who are making money are people who are married let's amelo bata di statistics this is the institution of marriage e go nela direction le discipline e dira gore o kgone go ingota gore go tla mo dilong tse di sa nnang sente o focus bana ba go dira gore o nne le letswalo mosadi o dira gore o nne le letswalo your inability to feed your family go dira gore o nne le letswalo that's why o nna focused ha o le single o tsama o taboga mo o re wena ga o bate mosadi wa go ira madi yang o to shwa in poverty
go ha go ra re ke santse ke to go bitsa gape ka gore nako ga ya re ema sentle ka gore kana re bua ka relationship we also talk about and a marriage or a relationship ina le makalana le mantsi gona le yone ya masheleng e leng gore majorly yes it might be and you have your trust you have your what e be go nna le ya e be go nna le
guguna metsi ho khaitsedi ya hupa ho go rompalwa le ke gone go bua
e be go nna le the major aspect e leng gore batho ba etsa
ya hupa pele tata go nkgolega
a ke re ga ke tsore kana retsa
upa kaitsedi
this is why I was saying truth be told we shoot from the hip we talk about what you call taboos
yes
now we're getting to those certain taboos because no that's why ore ga mo batho bana ba shapa you tenehal is some of these things that we don't talk about
yes
we talk about money we talk about trust we talk about ebere kono e leng gore yaanong ke yone yaanong e be e bula yone yo GBV di tswa gone ho e be go dio tse dintsi di tswa gone ho we don't want to thank you hupe
yes
with what you've seen
yes
what you heal and what you fix
yes
how has that affected relationships or marriages
what do I say that again
no what how has it affected marriages we're talking about the sexual part of the marriage
yes
the benefits ya beginning go ra ke kana gona le difference
of sex mo lenyalong
there's the difference between a relationship now and yengwe ya be ile hela buingaudi
kana thobalano was created to bond people okay it wasn't only an issue ya procreation mo lenyalong gore le ire bana it was an issue ya gore ine re ha re sna nna romana ebe re sna nna re bua this would seal the deal you understand this would bring us closer because when I'm having sex ke producer oxytocin ke le mosadi ha ke producer yana gona le di chemical tse di dirang gore yanong ke bonde le wena go heta that's why women when they keep going around sleeping with all these men, they can't get over all these men. That's why it's not a good idea to go off and start body count because these men have imprinted mo go ene. Go nna thata gore a
Ke tsone di-soul
tapoe.
ties. Aha.
You remember Hosea? I think it's in the book of Hosea. Where he was told by God to go and marry a prostitute. Mosadi ona na boela. And he had to, I think if my understanding or my wisdom serves me well, but there was that situation. So it's not a good idea for women to just to be so promiscuous. Because
Is it women or just both women?
It's
and
both.
women?
It's
Because,
actually both.
Yes.
Let me tell you what happens with you men.
Yes.
Do you know that you lose your trust in women? That's why today men don't believe in marriage anymore. Because they've run through all these girls. And now they have a perception. Serious. That's why Agatha
problem, yes.
problem.
Yes.
So don't
because
be
you
out
are
here
living that relationship from the past relationship.
from the past relationships.
Isn't that both-sided though?
It is, but you know the thing is, promiscuity affects us in different ways. And also, that's why our men are poor. Because you are so irresponsible that you don't even know how spirituality works. No. Wa itahela wa tsama ga e bereke yalo
a go re tshware sentle yo en tlhalosetse ya ditlhare ke utlwile thata le borre
le borre ba tsona ke setso sa rona tota ha re ke re simola re this thing is not there, but there's an element of kana batho ya ka rentseana. I can't explain this a lot because I don't know it that much. You would need somebody. There's a gentleman called tRuThBeToLd thata ka tsone diotse gore o dutse di bereka tRuThBeToLd. I'll introduce you to him.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
And this thing,
and apparently this is so intense that you know, I always say to people, maybe I don't believe in these things. For you to believe, for them to work, you need to believe in them. I say to a person that where there's good, there's evil. So you believe in the spiritual realm that there's only goodness, but other things you believe they don't work. That is why you are going through what you're going through.
Absolutely.
Where today you are laughing with maybe your partner, tomorrow she looks at you, she looks at what should I call it? Yes.
Because we are no longer in touch with Samoa. In this day and age, my brother. I'm so, but when I have put me off sex because is a mess. You understand? Because when it STI we are not even using protection. Canada's country is not using protection. Basically.
After COVID,
so why would I want to? I'm in the business of wellness. Why would I want to go around Kidrayan? The other thing is this, Google. I'm not saying that Hanka Kikatsanwa ki HIV.
Yes.
HIV yami. It's a guy. Hanka Kikanna Kilokwa. Come so hard Nakantar Mites. Come a swabi. Moharikyo. Ke sa kgone le gone go identify ya motho e leng go rontse mogare.
You need to change your lifestyle.
You cannot be this irresponsible. Batswana are irresponsible. They're irresponsible. They're irresponsible with their lives. They're irresponsible with their partners' lives.
And that is very dangerous.
And that's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
And
very,
people
very
want to stand out here and say, Agatha, why are you single? Why don't you have kids? Are you tone deaf? Don't you know what this is the Motswana that we have. Analytic qualification, analytic PhD, analytic masters. Unzo unale savage mentality. What was the purpose of going to UB and getting an education? So that you could think and rationalize. and logicalize things.
But this day and age now, you cannot really work with the academic part that you have because yaka when I said you need to be awake. I mean, let me give you an example with an 8 to 5.
Yes.
An 8 to 5, it qualifies you for debt. I get it.
Yes.
You need to have something on the side that whether o rekisa dilwana, whether o rekisa eng, whether
Side hustle, Papa.
side hustle.
Can't put your eggs in one basket.
You cannot do that. But how are we doing? The level of employment these days is ridiculous.
We are not thinkers. The problem with Botswana is that we are not thinkers and we're not conscious. We are not self-aware. That is just the bottom line. Let's call a spade a spade. A spade is not a tool. It is first a spade. Wa tlhaloganya. And if we cannot approach conversations like that, re lebella gore go ha re conscious. Kana gugu. We itse re Motswana gompieno ana. Ga itse re gone re tshwantse re a dumedise. Bana ba rona ba awkward mo e leng gore they don't even know gore ha ba tsena in a space.
Yes.
Do you know that batsadi ba ntsisetsa bana? Bana ba ke a ba ruta botshelo. Ke ba busetsa back to basics because ke nna auntie a ke re wa bana. Ka hierarchy I'm the aunt.
The 35-year-old aunt.
The 44-year-old.
Come on you.
Come on, man. You know? So the thing is, at the end of the day, we don't have kelello e ko godimo. Ha rena boitemogo. Dio tse di sule ka di initiation school, dio tse tsothetse. We then did not. Let me teach you something, my brother. Let me give you some wisdom.
Educate me. I need to know these things.
This here earth. Gentlemen. Kuna leona li Google li ho. Ako check gore this world, when was it created? How long the world has been in existence for? It's billions of years. O tama ba ninyana hela yana. O botsela ro tshwere bothale jote o kgona gore magadi a ntshiwe. O kgona go bua bo gore no, I can raise my own child without a father. O kgona go bua bo gore nya ga gore sepe ira ngwana hela. O kgona go bua bo gore no ga ke thoke go nyala. Do you know that these institutions were created by a God who knew what he was doing? So who are you to come and think that you can change things? So anytime you want to change an institution, you better make sure you are going to put something in there because you are creating a hole and a void. Yanong, how the hell ka bothale jwa gago jwa selehatsi? Jwa nama.
You know?
O sa tse into consideration gore this is why ne go twe ke a botsetsing. This is why ne go twe le seka la tsena ngwana a setse a ile gona a tsholwang because le ta ka mewa e sa nnang sentle ga re itse re le tswa go dirisanya le bomang ba ba totang ba dira gore ngwana ine se kopa.
Sure.
Le itirela hela wa itse ene ke le lebile Batswana a tsore ga ke le bone.
So says God. Yes, God ule ke le lebile.
That is my name. Do you know that that's my name?
My people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Do you know that that's my name? Kilibile. I'm named after my grandmother. My surname ke Atlholang. So Kilibile le ke ala Atlholang.
That's I'm getting ka bidio a Kilibo.
Kilibo. Wait, mola. Ila lebe seromo.
Can't run nuts. We put our tatagate. What is matter? What is happening?
What is happening?
It
does not make sure this life.
Kire But you know,
let's do better, my brother.
Where do we start? First, let's talk about an individual. Before you expect the next person to change, the world to change, an individual.
Everything starts with the individual because the individual then creates the collective, right? And from the collective, that is where we then decide the destiny of the nation. You understand?
Okay.
So you cannot have any destination that you are having of the destiny of the nation is determined by the collective. So if you don't like the outcome of the destiny now, you have to go to the collective and then go to the individual. So it starts with the individual. If you're not going to start Omudin, where you are going to awaken and enlighten the individual, there's no way you are going to have a nation that's solid and strong. And if that individual doesn't know who he or she is, does not understand his or her culture, you are three things. You are a prehistoric being. Caveman days. You are a cultural being. You have those things. You are a modern day being. How can any one of these body lata? Between
So Agatha, are you saying that we should now, where we should actually take, I mean, it should start by baby steps or just by the first step? Should we normalize now acknowledging that you cannot do it alone and normalize going for counseling?
Yes.
Should we normalize church?
Yes.
Should we, what approach should an individual?
Now for me, what has worked for me and my clients, because here's the thing, the assumption is that when you are coming from a two-parent home, your parents are present and they will teach you things. Now, it's not everybody who has that privilege. Because I form part of this society. And if I don't come to a higher level of consciousness, I affect the other 2-point-something million Botswana. So I have to take responsibility for myself and understand that I contribute to this ocean, even though I am a drop. Because when I drop, I create a ripple effect. Ripple so ke tshwantse re ke ikage ha ke sa ikitse nna gore ke mang ke sa ye life coaching ke sa tshware boss lady ke morae ke re maitso di program tsa gago o na yang o na leng enna mathata gompieno hela yana we are struggling hela my what you call this, my programs, they are HRDC compliant. Do you know how difficult it is to get these into offices? Me ili di programs e leng gore di kgona go centera batho through wellness. Go tebe go tenya ga gona budget ka mso nna ke tsena go Christmas party ke bona go boloilwe ma 100,000 ke re budget ya ine batho ba modimo. This thing ke madi a training levy ga le utlwing ha ke se ke ratswa mo pateng ya lona like that. So batswana bone ka bo bona ga bana sepe ka bo bone gore our organizations are not pushing wellness for the actual employees. Nobody cares.
And one thing, I said, this day and age we feel we have 1,000,001 problems. But do you know that by the time your wellness is compromised, your health is compromised, you only have one problem. You wake up in the morning and the only thing that you pray to God is, may I sleep, may I be in peace today and not sleep without taking any medication.
Yeah. You've got 8 areas mo go wena nature. Your body, your physical wellness, mmele wa gago, safe sex, go ja sente, go ithokomela, go thapa, go ya gymming, go itsatsiya. You've got emotional wellness, maikutlo a gago. A tshwantseng gore wa thokomele. O make sure gore as a person o siame sente ska re ha diemo tsa botshelo di tabe di go phatakanya. Social wellness. Batho ba ileng gore you surround yourself with. A ke batho ba boleng. Are they bringing you to a higher level of consciousness? Are they adding to you? Kana batho ba go phatakanya.
Yes.
Intellectual wellness. A ko nno tswa mo botswana we mahatseng o go bona gore batho bangwe ba tshela yang, because how can na o le haela ha o to tsela gore o normal o nna wa akanya ka wa akanya yana o ta o palwa ke go compete konte o bo itala re o ipeditse o bo palwa ke go tsamaya wa go compete konte kwa, because how tsena ko UK ko US kwa ha gona bona ha gona community ya botswanai, and you are going to start crying gore batho ke di racist o le bala gore batho are getting on with their lives. Wena o to etse go nna nekediwa. Intellectual wellness tlhaloganya gore batho ba bangwe di race tse dingwe ga di tshwane le wena, ebile their rules ga di tshwane le tsa lona, their culture ga di tshwane le ya lona. You need to be able to be a jack of all trades. Ha o tsena ko Hungary o kgone go tsena o itshome, ha o tsena ko France o kgone go itshoma. Motswana gompieno yana ha kgone o ira yalo. That is why a nnetse go lela ha a re gore mente.
So literally we should just stop complaining.
Stop Complaining.
Because complaining is old school. We don't do it anymore. It's
Absolutely.
either one, the person you're complaining to does not care.
Exactly.
Two, or they've got bigger problems than you.
Exactly. Number 5, go na le issue ya gore your finances, financial literacy. Tlhaloganya gore madi a bereka yang. What's the point of making money and then a thologa a ya ko tasekwe? What's the point? What are you going to build? Number 6, occupational wellness. Tiro yo o e dirang. Is it stressing you out? Is it growing you? Are you going somewhere ka yone? Number 7, environmental wellness. Tikologo ya gago. Le sa gore e re ha o tsena ko lapeng o bo tsena mo ntlung e leswe.
Upside down.
Nkga mo tsena ye reng gone go you can't even think.
Invite ope mo teng. Kana e re
Why
na go
go akanya
e re ga o sa
kudu?
tsoga sente le batho
O
o
bona
tshaba
gore
go bitsa le
gompieno o tswa
ambulance.
ko o tswang teng o tshwere bekenyana o tswa sepaneng. Ha gongwe o tswa go rugo ya ko o tswang go rugo ya teng. Imagine o tsamaya wa go tsena ko ntlung e leswe gape o bo o rugiwa gape le gone kwa. O tlo go akanya yang? Spiritual wellness, the last one. Modimo wa gago a una le relationship le modimo kazi. Because diemo dieta, o itshwareletse ka eng?
Now all I can say is, apart from what I plead to everyone, everyone, we claim we have a relationship with our God or spiritual being, whatever. The only thing now is fearing that God. We have a relationship, but we don't fear God. We don't fear God. So how do you say you have a relationship with a being that you don't fear?
And you know, I just hope a lot of people watch this episode and just get a reality check. Yeah, this is life, eh? It's getting real.
Yeah, no, it is getting
the question is, how stable are you to get real with it? That's the question.
Isn't it that, you know, the last days are around the corner?
We are right here. These are the last days. And that it's not getting any better. I have this little fairy tale, they think it's going to get better. How many times have you tried to pitch that? Everybody is rejecting proposals, rejecting. And halaka skela yemela as batho la le sa go diwa ke likhwa le thobalano ye kana kana la simolla go akanya ya ka batho la build this is not even population ya Botswana ga e kana ka province le one ko South Africa le pallwa ke wait okay I think we need to stop.
No, hoop. Cheers. I think we should start having intervals more, truth be told, because some of
this
these
country is just too tiny for us to be mismanaging it like this. Guguwe, let me tell you something. I've been to India. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Hungary. I've been to Paris. I've been to the UK. And I've been to Germany. I've been to first world countries. Ne ke le go Europe ke ile holiday nna ngwana a motswana.
anyway.
Ke ile go bona gore batho ba dira go Hungary. O itse gore ba incentivize marriage ka rate e nngwe yana. Ga ba dire rona mo re neelang batho ma 300 a mashi. Go te single parenting. Go Hungary. Go serious. E re re tsena gone kwa ke ha ke dibilana ke bona banna ha re tsena mo treneng. Do you know that those men will help you to carry a bag? Mosadi o kgona o mo leba yana ba itse gore tshwantse ra ye ma thusi. This is Europe. I get ga go na le di racist nna ne re le bantsho hela go bereka. Gape kana energy ya gago le go kana ya o la go bala. Le tshwana le a lion. A lion can smell a prey. I can smell your insecurities and that you can see that you are black. And therefore I can talk to you how I want. Huh? But you never this thing. That's why you get intellectual wellness. You must go out there and travel and see. I'm a single woman who's broke. When I was 21 years old, my parents went on a flight to Malaysia for my 21st birthday because ebe ba nkisa ke nna yo ebe le gone ke bonang gore go na le mahatse go na le dilo lona le busy le hela ha go na le batho ba irang madi gore heta motho a teng ha re o ile holiday a re Limpopo ka re wa re Limpopo ba tsena mo Instagram quickly motho go Joburg go Sun City what soft life go to Paris Mr. Ke ta go supentsha was by the Eiffel Tower, one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yo!
And my goal is to die. Get into all the wonders of the world. Christ the Redeemer, all these things. And I'm going to do it on a budget. Because that's how far I'm thinking. This is why I didn't get surprised when I went viral, Google. I didn't get surprised. You know why? Now I've got a first world mindset, my brother.
You're not just here.
No, I'm not just here. My parents have invested in me. To not become the best version of myself is to dishonor the legacy of our parents.
Yes. Yes.
That's how I think.
I was saying to one of my guests that I don't like being second best.
Hey.
But I'm not trying to be second best in your universe, because in your universe, you're number one.
Exactly.
You are in mine right now, I'm in yours.
100%. And we're not teaching bana dilotsi. We are teaching bana where they can take a Range Rover, Hey.
Listen, my focus right now is being the best version of myself. Listen, I said to you, I'm tired of my own excuses.
Yeah.
And this is why we have a life coach on Truth Be Told.
Yeah. And you know what I wish? I pray for this every day. I wish there was a life coach ya monona le energy honestly, you know why? If we had there's only so much you can do. Okay? Because there are spaces that I can go in, but I will not reach what I need to reach by virtue of the fact that and I'm not angry about it. I'm not one of these women by longer they want to go against nature. Leave the way Modimo a dirile dilo ka teng. Ke a lebella nna e be ke bona gore ke ka dirisa bothale jwa me jang. Ga ke ata go ta ke shame banna ke re, hey, you are misogynist, you are nonsense.
Akompolele this day and age. Ga ke tsore nako e re eme ya me hela ke batla go botsa potso ke. All of a sudden, okay, I didn't know there was an animal called sloth, yeah?
Yes.
I just found out recently.
Hey.
And then all of a sudden, this day and age, there's this word that keeps on coming up about being a narcissist and being manipulated. This narcissist.
What misogyny? No, people butcher those words and they use them so that they don't become accountable. Haba correctiwa.
Manipulator.
Do you know that men don't even know the word misandry? You know what misandry is? Misandry ke basadi ba ba sa rateng banna who want to crush men as much as possible. So why aren't we talking about misogyny? Hate misandry in the same energy e leng gore re bua ka misogyny. Narcissism ke go bolelle sengwe ka narcissism. Rothe we are narcissists. Rothe, all 7.5 billion of us. Kore hela go na le ba e leng gore di degree di go godimo. Women are narcissists. Men are narcissists. We all want what we want because we've been created that way. I, as a woman,
I kept on reading this definition of a narcissist. And I said,
people don't know what a narcissist is.
Go get her somehow. I don't know.
They don't understand what these words mean. They just butcher them. They read them off some book. They saw somebody talking about it on TikTok. They don't even know what these words mean. And then they come here, ba shame bana ba rona. Because bana ba rona ba batla go ba bolella nnete ba bolella gore ga re rate dio tse le di dira. Oh no, you're a narcissist. You don't. Which motswana are you when I was saying you have to be corrected in life? Na kana ne re itso ra betswa. O motswana o hing wena o sa gakolwe. Ke se kae gone mo?
La re la betswa. Na le tsisi.
We are who we
are because
of that and for me.
That's why I never comment about
corporal punishment. And it's like you were saying, I watched the episode ya go Livy yesterday, and you said something ore kana ga re siriri o betsa ngwana to a pulp. Ra re ngwana o tshwantse re mo supense some sort of discomfort gore go na le di consequence. Kana le ngwana o monyenyane, o itse re ngwana o monyenyane hele go goba. O itse re o dirwa yang? This is a sign that this thing
it's not right.
This is not right. So ga ke re ngwane o thuma o gogobang re kgona go mo ira yana ebe go twe ha se tsa nna po that's why no go kgwathwa ko nnetong ko khoteng e re ha batho ba re ipile bana ba setsana ba kgwatha ha o ithwadisitse wa kgwatha yanong le softy la re oh give them rights that's why bana ba gompieno ba talla batsadi yana. Nagape, one thing I can tell you as a coach, children are different. You have to study your kids. What worked for me was the whip. My sister, it doesn't work for her. My sister ke ngwana e leng gore o tshwantse re o bue le ene wa mo supentsha mabaka. Ha o ka mo shapa wa go shut down. Go na le bana ba ba ntseng yana.
Ba nna west.
Wa bona. Nna o tshwantse re o ntshape tota gore a ke se ke re ra relationship o bompetse. A ke se ke re ra o jwala le no bompetsa ke ta go shapa. Wa tlhaloganya re kry-a. So nna ne go ntse yalo mo lapeng. The whip was what kana ne ke sa utlwa gape nna ke na le bojitanyana mo go nna wa bona ne ke gona o tsamaya le basimanyana ba hudi e be re tsa di garnati re tsena go kerekeng e pentilwe ka bosweu re kwala e le nna ngwanyana hela
phela.
You know my great grandmother o na tsamaya ka o kapi ke a go bolelela. Exactly. And you know, this is what we also teach go life coaching. Where you come from. Kana you are a direct reflection of your people from Bogologolo. If you go in, learn to sit with your parents and ask them about family tree ya gago.
A go mpolelle ya tere no ke ra your circle of friends ba khona go nna le wena ba hupa
No.
ebe ba tswa ba salle
O itse rena ke ntsa I'm the wise one, I get it. So I have to understand how much you can handle and how much you can't. Do you know that when I go out and I hari hupa, I don't go into deep discussions. Ke a itela ra go tswa ha re lole.
ba bangwe ba lla.
Ga ke di real. Ko re nna tiro ya me ke go le supentsha gore go ga go nna sente. Ke yone tiro ya me yone e go.
Boss lady, I'm not here to fix the world.
Yes.
I'm not here to fix another person.
Yes.
I know that to try and do that, I need to start with myself.
With myself.
What advice do you have for me, personally, Google good man Mavoma, gore ke itshimolla gore ke ka re nka thusa o mongwe pele.
Number 1, guguma vuma.
Aska ba ntare wena go hedile a gona gore ka thusa.
A gona sepe se the gifts of God are irrevocable. Wa itse ke?
Amen.
Guguma vuma. One thing you must understand is that you are not a woman, you are a man.
Emma.
This world was built for men.
Okay.
That is why you've got animalistic tendencies and instincts. That is why you connect with nature and you can spot harm and danger. And I can't as a woman. That is why wena ha ona le nna o ithala on tha gore baby ska apara yalo ga se gore wa nkganna wa itse gore there are vultures and predators out there because you are a man, you understand those men and how they are looking at me. That's why le nna le khalemela bo monna your sisters.
Yes.
No?
Yes, our younger sisters, yes.
This world has been created for you and it rests on your shoulders as a man, not on the shoulders of women. Why do I say that? Women, I can tell you now. In the working space, functional alcoholics, because Musadi was not created to take on such a burden. And that's what we are doing now because our men are not present. Understand that when I, as a man, it's an honor of the Mavumas. It is your responsibility to carry on this lineage. That is why you have a desire. How say in the context of marriage? Because that's where only thieves and all of these people but dishonor the surname Yamavuma through Banaba ba dirileng nili willy. So when I as a man, you need to understand that. Abata go isang teng o nne prosperous o tshele sente o le se go tshela botshelo jwa nnenne jo bo makhwakwa tshela ya ka motho o se ka tshela ya ka phologolo ipatisise o ikage itote o ithompe nna le seriti batho ba go lebelele yana e re ha o tsena ebe le bua ya ka ne le bua le that energy
that came in, yes.
O le ngwana mosetsana, you have your own legacy. You are also supposed to leave something behind. Ga wa ta go foroma bana hela ha o sa itse re ga tu ire.
Mnatso Roman.
O tsile go foroma bana ba ileng gore ba tota ba isa leina le leng gore o le hilo snana wa pola la ga rrago. You are creating something le monna yo. And you are a support structure. Ibile, that's not all you are. There are other things that you are doing right now. Nna as a woman, I'm in the right profession, ya life coaching. Because re na le intuition re le basadi. We are here go aga. Ke rona ba re simollang process ya so se go te motho. From 0 to 13, we have to be there as women. You, as women, we turn a baby into a boy. A man turns a boy into a man. This is how we work together. So let the lady ya ka le dirana ke ntse ke re ke le libile gents. Ke le libile.
Yo! That was amazing, guys.
Hape Agatha Atlholang e be go twi tududu.
Yo.
Now you understand why I went viral. Like it.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Nah, this was an eye-opener. Each and every individual out there, retrospection, sit down, look at your life and just say, listen, before I expect someone to do ABC, it starts with me. Catch us on our next episode. Agatha, where do we find you?
You find me ko Ikage Motswana on Facebook. That's where we are. King Ikage Motswana ko Facebook ne. O re bona ko YouTube Ikage Motswana the podcast. O re bona ko TikTok Ikage Motswana the podcast as well. And what else? Look what Instagram is Ikage Motswana. So I don't have a personal page. Go through to all those platforms. If you want to get in touch with us, Remo 75749948. That's 75749948. Or send us an email, info@genuinefitnessbw.com. That's info@genuinefitnessbw.com.
On a lighter side, lighter note, your favorite song, how do we sign up? Remember,
I think my favorite song right now is "I Was Here" by Beyonce.
Okay.
That will always be my favorite song.
Remember, White Seat Steakhouse is right behind Game City. Right now, we're gonna chill, relax, and dance the night away. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you.
I'm a take person now. Take person. Take man. Sorry.